Hello. It does seem to be kind of stable. Non ce l'ho to see it. It's... $200 million hour watch on your channel. I must be crazy. Yeah, maybe seriously crashing the fuck out. And me alongside it. Yeah, it kept crashing and I had to restart to that. I swear, man, it's like my kryptonite. I can barely. Anyway, I even forgot putting up my somewhat cute model. Now that I'm still here, let me draw a mold for it. Try it to be like cute, or I did have mold planned for it, but it was like, let's just say going across its face and slight too many teeth. Oh well, anyway, let me finish here and then we'll jump to the game. It's pretty nice. I don't know if it's I did was it now just drawing with the mechanical pencil done that I did bought like a few days ago. I don't know if it's weakness because the lead is kind of weak, meaning it doesn't have much. How to explain this? I don't know how lead is made, especially for the small mechanical pencil leads, but it's probably compression situation. They got like extremely many molds and then they compress them till they get like extremely hard. I don't know how, and I do have a feeling it's not normal like lead. It's kind of faint. It's not like a very harsh like pencil. It's a very dark lead. It's kind of extremely faint. I don't know if it's strength or weakness of it, because I never, never, I did. I've not have ever. No, not never. Brain. I slept like shit last night. In recent times, I don't know how to say it otherwise. I don't think I ever. Why do I bring the ever? Brain, please behave. Let me rephrase that. I'm not giving up. My brain is really actually moist. I'm actually surprised I'm still standing. Huh. Yes, times I did not like this. I did not like use a light pencil for a long time. It's kind of nice.
Привет, Miss Verton. I'm arranging the travel notes from the last trip. Well, yes, sometimes it's hard to identify what I have written, even for myself.
Achievements. Almost done here. Getting the. Wait, does it only this the golden version? Nice. Oh, I'm almost getting the golden version. Nice. What do I need to do? Complete any conversation with the voice of unknown origin. No, so just the story. Sign in, I guess. Oh. Oh. Let's see what new music we have. Not bad, not bad. Might have actually like use this. Yeah, I don't feel it though. They're very airy. They're not like bumpy, swappy, dodgy. Only this one is like does have something that I want to listen. I do like more than that. I like the this. It's really catchy. And you actually do love to see it. Gluttony. Insatiable hunger. Well, anyways, let's see. Anyway, I do like Nintendo a lot. So let's see. I don't think we have anything else. Yeah, that's the story. Invaders in black. What which obscures the sea that enfolds the clouds comes heavily. Let me guess. Rain. Or a storm.
Vertin, finally! The manor suddenly emerged everywhere like ants. Lilia and I couldn't take them all down. I would have acted sooner if you hadn't told me not to pick fights.
I'm mad. Prawn roars and jumped to them, but mentally being pulled off and knocked by Lilia. Limbs twitch horrible and his body soon shrivels.
Bleen, all they want is to attack, even if their blood will be sucked out. Insane! Back when we were spying on them, I told Senator to screw the peace agreement through the radio. I knew those geometry psychos and the Manus would go mad sooner or later. They were not that crazy when they were solving the math problems. There! What the hell happened down there?
Many things and...
The cave is the key to be immune to the storm. There is a cave on this island, which has the same effect as my suitcase. That's what the Manus are after.
Maybe not even that.
What?
But hasn't she also put on the stone bangle? Even if she can break free from that bangle, there is no way she'd let her followers keep carrying out suicide attacks.
Nah, I mean, she's kind of crazy, so I don't put it past her.
And if she has signed that peace agreement, how will she take the cave from a Byron?
Vertin?
On Vertin's back, 37 opens in her eyes. She puts up a finger and points to the sky. The eternal and transcendent sky. Several dazzling flare stars are lining up.
What's that?
The hollow Hyperion is deadly silent. Only a visitor is still browsing the classic book.
I'm afraid you have overstayed your welcome, Ms. Arcana. I have to regrettably remind you not to overstep the boundaries, despite the great help you've given to us.
I take not thought for needless disputes.
Really now.
But to ask a simple question.
Gently closes the book.
The great philosophers. Ye seek the ancient wisdom, follow the sage's teaching, and pursue the noble virtues. You are separated from the world for thousands of years. And you have not gained the human's understanding, nor have you sought for it. I find pleasure in this allegory of the cave. However, hast this been unto thee? That too led us to the exile in this cave.
The flare stands are approaching. Oh shit! They move in an early manner through a group of swift.
What are they? I've never seen these before. Why are they here? These things should not appear on this island.
Bomber planes. violence.
No! 97, no!
The eternal ever calculating room upon the silent sea. Don't do that. The fleet in black is breaking waves and sailing towards them.
Seneto, did you bring the humans' army here?
Don't ask a dumb question now. Obviously, it's not the. Well, I was about to say obviously it's not the foundation, but then again, I wouldn't really put it past them to do that. Speculators gather on the beach trying to dig shiny objects from the sand. Those things don't belong to them. Drive them away. So, violence. Again.
Many
My
streams are
favorite dish.
converging in this place. A ripple stirred. The overflow of the Sephiroth.
Пусть le naufragé течет вместе с водой.
Goodness. Peace and quiet. A sacred charge. I'm no stranger to pain. Restraint dérive dans le flot des Sephiroth.
Prepare to be drowned.
A necessary counterattack.
Pray, caught in the wilderness.
Peace and quiet. There's strength in restraint.
How unique a photo itself can be. I just realized they use the same color and the same like pixel on maybe the same screen. So I'm curious how unique pictures themselves are compared with anything else. They only use the same base, the same parameters. They're not unique like feeling wise, but actually like how unique, how percent a unique thing is actually unique. Geometric pendant. The star. Well, it does kind of allude to war and things that we've seen kind of slightly later in the story. Task. I'm curious, what's the next energy? Another 400. 100k. Not bad. So now the star special. Lovely meeting. Is it the past or something? I forgot to read the text, but I will be reading that after. SPDM library.
So this is the a library in Burton's school. So many people here. They're probably around my age.
How old is Sylvie? Doesn't come over. Young person. A gorgeous sap green dress jumps onto the library of SPDM. Its owner keeps talking in a sing-like tone. It's chirping. Golden Crest.
We've also got this many shelves in the library of Sotheby's Manor. Are there any alchemy workshops and potion warehouses here, like in our manor?
The young lady stands on tiptoe looking around this place curiously.
Where can I find Miss Buanish? Madame Z told me to come here, but she didn't give any other clues. The people here really need Mr. Teacutter, who is always nice and warm to the guests. Just twist his teapot ear, then he can take you anywhere. If not so, placing a luck-a-day potion at the entrance would help as well. If I had made it before I came, Miss Buanish and I might have met by now.
Damn, can we
She
create
will
the
just
potion
pop
of
up
luck?
behind me. Are you looking for me? Oh my word! Oops, that was too loud. Where are my manners?
Sylvie straightens her wrinkles, dressing herself to him like a real lady.
Oh, nice to meet you. Are you Miss Buanish?
The girl nods. Honestly, I don't know how to say this. I don't know what it means, but Jennifer speaks for itself. It seems to be a historic first meeting for them.
That's fantastic. How did you find me? Did you see me in the Oniromancy or through a crystal orb? Either way, it is the great Arcanum. I'm much greater than that. Look at you, dressed as if you'd just been to a ball. You are as eye-catching as the pigment board on a sketch. I saw you the moment I came into the library.
Well, indeed, the great Arcanum.
Ooh. Does the foundation hold balls too? Non, I'm saying... Est-ce que tous les amis de Vertine parlent comme ça? Never mind. Madame Z told me you wanted to look up the materials on the mysterious school that believes in numbers here. That's right. Miss Mossel told me she will thoroughly check the documents in the Foundation archive. So I'll go through the books in the SPDM library. If we can find anything about that school, we can be of more help to Vertin and her team. I'm sorry, Miss Sotheby, but I'm afraid the situation is going to disappoint you. While you spend the last hour looking for Teacuttler's ear, the kind-hearted monitor assistant already gained a valuable access to the library. But I haven't found any records regarding the mysterious school that believes in numbers yet.
Like a bolt out of the blue.
Oh, but Miss Mossel said there are so many books here that they can cover the entire back of a Stronsay beast. That's a bit exaggerated, but she's right. Nevertheless, the librarian was transferred to a more important position years ago due to the storm.
Yeah, so keeping him away.
Many old books are not yet sorted. Some even went missing in the chaos. The only relevant materials I could find are the stories of Pythagoras and some books on mathematical theorems. But I don't think they have anything to do with Vertin's issue.
Matthias is now in the borough. Here, Dim dies.
That means I can't do anything to help them. Please stop being emotional. It doesn't work on this professional member of the Foundation.
She looks away, clears her throat like a grown-up.
Without field investigation permission,
I can't take you out to collect information. But in fact, there is still another reference room only known to the most outstanding monitor assistant. Hooray!
Other students are request. Disgruntled glances at them.
Shh, shh, shh. It's a violation to make noises in the library. Please follow me, Miss Sotheby.
Tall shelves. Unfamiliar surroundings. An impossible mission. Girls walk through the shelves like fish swimming through coral.
Thank
Lizard,
you so
lizard,
much, Miss
lizard.
Buanish. You mentioned ball. I haven't heard that word for a very long time. I remember what Mr. Carson, my butler, had taught me. He said, express your gratitude to fair ladies by holding a grand ball. I'll write to my father and ask for a brand new, unsinkable and maneuverable rock and roll park. I'm sure he will gladly say yes.
Your butler knows ball.
Maneuverable rock and roll park?
Yes. We can hold a twist ball on it when Burton and her team are back.
Please allow me to say no. The monitor assistant of SPDM will never participate in such an inelegant activity. Wait, did you just say Verten and her team?
Let me guess, Senator?
We can talk about the ball later. The kind-hearted Matilda Buanish will try her best to help you with the task. But, of course, it's only out of her sense of responsibility, not for some personal reasons.
They go faster and faster. Finally, they reach their destination. Unnecessary information. The patch and the fragmented era is the feature. And store the currently unimportant files and reports. People this reference room in the shape of a box with grey and white walls. During the awful time which might last for ages, people call it the footnote of history.
Here we are. The
Nice
reference
music.
room storing unnecessary information. It's a place ignored by most staff. Even so, this careful, reliable monitor assistant will not let go of any details.
She knocks on the rusty sign, hotly.
I hereby officially appoint you as the Chief Assistant of Monitor Assistant of SPDM. I will take my responsibility and teach you how to become a devoted Foundation member.
The pulls of the cloth covering the archive cabinet. Dust rises in the air.
Here is your first task. Read through these unsorted old files. All of them.
The monitor assistant takes a dusty file from the cabinet. The paper inside has already turned yellow.
I have searched all the archived ones. These are the last parts. Most of them are discarded administrative documents, low-priority materials, and substandard reports written by rookie investigators.
But
By the way, you should know I didn't sort any of them out for you, and they don't necessarily have what you want.
It's all right. Leave them to me. I love reading.
that's
You better
good.
do. Here's the key. Keep it safe. You can sit on the cushions there when you sort out the files. I don't want your dress to stain the stone bench.
And you don't your dress to stain the stone bench.
I'll go see if I missed any files. Listen, this monitor assistant will test you on your familiarity with these files when she's back. Double check Completed. Looks like I didn't miss any relevant files. Phew, quite a long day. I doubt if that spoiled lady can finish all the materials. She must have been bored and fallen asleep, waiting for her tea kettler in the dream. It takes much more than dancing at balls to be a Foundation investigator. I'll send her back to that teacher when she wakes up. In the end, it will be the kind-hearted Matilda who finishes the task for her. Being a great monitor assistant comes with great responsibility.
Again, Matilda gently pushes the door open. Surprisingly, she is welcomed with an energetic greeting.
Oh, Miss Bornish!
Standing on the ladder, Sandvik gives her a big smile with a stack of files in her hand. The files she didn't finish reading are scattered on the ground, while the others have been well organized in the cabinet.
You didn't fall asleep. Did you sort out these files? Yes, and I love these books in uncommon shapes. There are so many wonderful stories. I often read books with Susano when Father wasn't at home. We read and read until the red bomb waves woke up the sun. Moreover, these files are much easier than Miss Moisson's reading to us. Here, the gentleman from River Conway tamed a whole group of Avanks. How marvelous is that? Oh, okay. Looks like you meet the basic requirements for being a rookie investigator. Tu es plus ou moins qualifié pour être mon assistante en chef.
The handmaiden doesn't pay much attention to the mumbles from the monitor assistant. She's busy announcing her big discovery.
And I also found this interesting report. It tells a lot about the storm and the numbers. Will this be helpful to Burton?
Show it to me.
He takes a pile of yellowed paper from Sotheby. The neat and only written report has no beginning or end. Obviously, the author is a meticulous person.
I have to say, it is undoubtedly a violation to submit such a report. But it will be a travesty of the truth and human sense if I cover it up.
Peace, sense, justice. They have always been the creeds in my heart, and are now the reason why I have decided to write down the whole thing. A long time has passed since the first attack of the most severe crisis in our time, but we are still wondering, what on earth does it mean? That was the eve of the millennium, of which no one had any memories, illogically. The next day, time was already reversed to 1996, the moment we opened our eyes. We walked out of the building made of grey and white marble as usual, hardly aware that the sun we bathed in was from another time. Our survival was unexpected and almost unbelievable in such a calamity which swept the globe. Why did the headquarters of the Foundation survive the reverse? Why couldn't we find our younger selves in the outside world? Did any other region survive it as we did? What was the cause behind this calamity? I didn't know, nor did anyone else. Things remained unclear until time was reversed again. This time, we all witnessed that reign in the 80s.
These files Burton needs?
I think so.
She says in a trembling voice. This monitor assistant always claims to have a cool head, was never panicked so much.
It's a report written by someone who witnessed the storm. And it has recorded the storms before Burton became the timekeeper.
Damn, another big character to the cast. Holy fuck, it's so cold. I need to get something on me. And I also should. Why is it leaking? Soaked science. With a shake of her hand, the little white duck finds the gold crest. Oh, I did read that. I did not pay attention. So you said that the white duck refers to Matilda. Because our French girl is like a big white duck with crystals on it. And the gold crest, it's sodomy. After a terribly heavy downpour, it's hard to stay calm.
Before she became the timekeeper? Whoa. So Vertin wasn't born a timekeeper.
She didn't tell you that? Wait, no one is born a timekeeper. It's not an inherited title. Anyway, this report includes the secret chronology only accessible to the core members of the Foundation. You can only check it under the supervision of the monitor assistant before you become a qualified investigator.
I cannot dust off the folder carefully.
No matter what the reason is, it shouldn't have been shoved in this dusty room like rubbish. To evaluate its authenticity and risk, the genius Matilda Boiniche will fulfill her duty as the monitor assistant and carry out a thorough inspection of this report.
I see it as well like that.
If you agree to this resolution, please nod, Assistant Sotheby.
The speech is full of terminologies that we has never heard about. It doesn't matter, based on the tone of the speech, I already decided how to answer.
Yes.
That was 1985. A gloomy, miserable night compared to that peaceful morning in 1996, when we were only bothered by confusion. We didn't expect time to be reversed again. Nor did we understand the consequence. Even now, I still remember Paulina's desperate cry. One of her hands was already inside the safe area when she fell at the entrance to the headquarters. And that was the only part of her left to us the next second.
So that does kind of explain one of my... I was wondering, what would happen? Would you be dragged into a storm or kept safe even if you kind of get a little segment into the safe zone? No, you just get... 99% of you would get reversed and only a finger would be left.
The only legacies we found were an engagement ring on that hand and her favorite blue polka dot scarf, which we used to wrap her remains in the end. To be honest, I admired those who still remained calm and sympathized with the arcanists on the edge of mental breakdown. It had nothing to do with the 1/4 arcanist blood in my body. It was only the kind of empathy which all mankind would share out of instinct in the face of a hopeless calamity. We lost many, too many colleagues. In the materials they sent back, we even saw all the horrifying phenomena, such as one's veins turning into electric wires. Since then, the storm, a word simply taken from visual observation, has been used to refer to the calamity. Of course, we can have a word for the calamity itself. But what words should we use to conclude all the absurdity and panic? Before the storm, we were all familiar with time. It was supposed to be a straight line connecting the past and the future. We followed the line to move forward. We broke free from ignorance. We built civilizations. We developed technologies, we promoted the well-being of mankind, and we improved our living conditions step by step. We were so sure that we were making progress on the right path. But then, the path was taken away all of a sudden. Oh, time, our closest old friend, where are you taking us? Back to the two most painful war times in the 20th century, the era when no one had ever heard the hiss of steam engines, or the century when mankind was yet to be enlightened.
Indeed.
So far, mankind has achieved a lot in history. Dynamos, automobiles, flyovers, railways, hospitals, poorhouses. But if it goes on like this, what is the point of all the efforts we have made? Now we are like a shipwreck left on the island of time, witnessing the fall of the whole modern world in the unstoppable tsunami. Even though the Foundation has lost a lot of staff members, they are still doing fine compared to Laplace. My younger brother was a good example. He was the most sensible person I have ever known. On the first day of the second reverse, he told me, in a calm manner,
At least we have reaffirmed that Newton was right. There was never an hour of time in classical mechanics. Neither in relativity nor quantum mechanics. That means this is absolutely normal. Whether the time goes backwards or forwards, even if it starts spinning around like a tabletop football player. They're not against the law of physics. We can go back in time and give Poincaré a medal of great profit.
The next day, he almost fell off the 6th floor due to excessive drinking. All the perceptions of time and space developed to this day were overthrown. We couldn't find any theories to explain the storm in any existing researches. There could only be two reasons for this situation. Either we've been completely wrong all the time,
Or
or we've come to a brand new world. And this new world can never make sense in the way of science, or that of physics. It cannot be verified by an independent third party, and it is impossible to be comprehended through reasoning. Is it true that we have been going the wrong way? Is it true that those once proven wrong by history, those arcanists who claim to possess gnosis, are actually on the right path? In fact, the one who put an end to the chaos was indeed not a human. This thing, I had no idea what it was. It claimed to be a machine which never stops working. It laughed at the limitations of our brains and the metaphysical mistakes we make ceaselessly. But it did solve the most urgent issue. A system was built to tackle storm-relevant emergencies after it took charge of Laplace. The first measure it adopted was contacting all the existing branches of the Foundations at the time to confirm the scale of available manpower. Then it built observation stations all over the globe to find if there were any other regions immune to the storm. After that, numerous offices responsible for deducing the cause of the storm were established. Even though there were countless disagreements during the research, at least we had taken the first step. I handed in the application to take part in this mission, determined to get rid of the fog in my mind. In 1986, I was assigned to the office in Egypt. All my friends came to the dock to see me off, because we knew it could be the final goodbye. Even though we were equipped with the emergency communication devices issued by Laplace, we were still not clear when the storm would assault us, or where we could hide nearby. What really scared me was not the threat to my life, but the possibility of dying ignorant. Then I boarded the ship to Alexandria from Athens. And that was when I met her. Now when I recall it, it was almost impossible to ignore that group of arcanists on the ship. There were about a dozen of them, all in eccentric stitched robes. They were followers of a strange school which mixes arcanum and mathematics. I talked to them. No matter how much that conversation bewilders me now, I was more excited than confused at the time. They also survived the storm in 1996, and they noticed the unusual changes taking place in the world as well. That means I actually met another group of survivors from the millennium.
stop staring the pages.
Wait. A school of arcanists who survived the storm?
Don't stop tearing the pages. That's a spoiler and a half. Tower of Babel. Most of time, language barriers are a less significant obstacle between people. Indeed.
A mixture of arcanum and mathematics. The ship on the Mediterranean. Unbelievable. Our investigator actually met this group of arcanists who believed in numbers, and even left such a precious record down on paper.
Does it mean we are close to being helpful to Virgin?
The chief assistant of the monitor assistant lets out a cheer.
Certainly. It's what we deserve for all the efforts today. But why did they leave such an important report in the reference room storing unnecessary information? Did they misput it here after the chaos of the storm?
With her confusion aside, Machel turns to the next page of the record.
Among them, the most easygoing one was Hugh. He was an engineer as well as an arcanist. We shared the same preference for human technology, and that became our common topic. Hugh was in his 30s, red-haired, cheeks sunken, and deeply depressed due to some kind of eye disease. He was a decent man, with a prudent attitude, working at a desk most of the time. He reminded me of the imperial miniature painting artists in the Sultan's palace. Most of them ended up blind after toiling for their life. He showed me the picture of his daughter. I don't have children, but I could feel his happiness as a father. Although I got along well with Hugh, he seemed quite out of place among that group, which was actually led by her. I don't know what words to use to describe her. She was like a meteor shower, a tempest, or an unreasonable catastrophe itself. Her existence was just like her name. It was simple, yet implied a lot. Please forgive me for my cowardice. Even now, I don't have the courage to write down her name, if one would call that a name. In fact, she was quite a kind, warm-hearted person. Among all the unregistered arcanists I've met, she was one of the nicest ones towards the Foundation. She looked young, even though I heard she had a daughter too. Besides, she still possessed the innocence of a child, and that kind of excitement exclusive for genius. That's right. It seems the whole world was like a sparkling toy to her. Our communication was heart-stirring at the beginning. Both of us were eager to find out what was happening, like two shipwrecked victims grappling at each other on the sea. But I didn't have the slightest idea what she was talking about, actually. The problem was not the typical communication issues between humans and arcanists. I was sure the language we used didn't pose any obstacles, but still I couldn't understand any words of hers. I would believe that one is highly intelligent if one can name all the factors of 11,567 without thinking. But what this one said was illogical nonsense which no one could ever imagine. She claimed that there is a world of numbers, above all else, where the non-physical essences of all things exist in the form of timeless, absolute, unchangeable ideas, and that the physical world where the time flows is nothing but an appendage, which has never been real or true. And that's why the chaos in this world is not worth any attention, and we should focus on what happened to the supreme existence. What an utter disaster combining modern maths with ancient superstition. I saw another hubristic arcanist pretending to be the prophet by reliving Platonism. I don't even bother to mention the balderdash on soul numbers. Even the New Age movement could use some of her absurdity. But that was not yet the end. She even claimed to be aware of the exact year when the next reverse would happen. But when I asked her about it seriously, she said,
"My apologies. I've made an oath. I shall and only shall reveal the demonstration to people who have their own soul numbers.
I'm not sure whether she was making fun of me or being serious, but I had this feeling that she was eager to tell me how she was granted the secret through a moment of afflatus. It seemed she just saw through the laws behind all things instead of finding them through logical deduction.
Can't you see it? It is right in front of you.
After I expressed my inability to comprehend her words 30 times, she finally gave up and proffered regrets. I'd rather take it as a new kind of humiliation. What really irritated me about her, however, was her contempt towards science and all the scientific research methods. As far as I'm concerned, the value of a theory lies in its reliability, universality, and generalizability. Our pursuit of the truth has laid the foundation of modern science, allowing us to change the world.
Oh, that's a nice camera.
Yet, in her eyes,
Exposure on.
the value of a theory lies in its beauty. I talked to her on the current situation, and I told her how we would save lives and preserve the hard-earned technology of mankind if we could find the pattern of the storm. It was of course not an easy thing to do and would take enormous manpower, so I asked her sincerely to join the Foundation. Yet again she responded with contempt. She believed they would only become another military squad of the Foundation's.
Darling, maths are beautiful for their uselessness. That's why it remains noble and graceful in this sordid world, despite you humans' reckless action of using it to calculate ballistic.
She turned down my invitation and left an unfairly negative comment on our storm observation project.
The observation stations you built are destined to be toppled because their basis is the fragile world that follows the laws of physics. The efforts you've made are like nails on a sand beach, which will only be carried away by the next tidal wave.
But I said, perhaps our efforts are in vain, but someone has to do it. We will try every corner of the beach before making the conclusions that the world we are living in is already a hopeless ruin.
What a pragmatic, rigorous, and rational speech. But dear, the world is a hopeless ruin.
The conversation ended in disagreement. I don't know why arcanists hate the world so much. Perhaps the reason is they have never been truly accepted. To this day, I still remember her venomous conclusion.
The world built on past experiences has ended. In your words, which you used to mock us, why not embrace the reality?
Yet about the gnosis which she deeply believed in, and the so-called prophecy she made through numbers, she had never given any proofs or details that showed rigorous logic.
The world built on past experiences has ended. In your words, which you used to mock us, why not embrace the reality? What a...
And the reason for her inactions was an oath she had made before some stone? Therefore I believed her words were only the nonsense of a lunatic. When we first met, I thought she was different from all those psychos, who mistook the malfunction of their prefrontal cortex as the will of God. But they turned out to be the same. In the name of human sense, I swore everything she said was absurd and ridiculous to me. Until...
Don't hit me with the until. I mean, they get the hooks,
Madame
right?
Z said the arcanists on that island are all named after numbers because they have a strong belief that numbers are the essence of their souls. The investigator wouldn't write down her name. Is it because of the conflict between their beliefs?
That's kind of interesting, though. I really want to know what the name now. What? She could have been like the one or something like that. She turns to the next page eagerly, checking a novel brought in a class by some undisciplined student. But the reality welcomed her with an empty page.
Huh? That's all?
Indeed, that's all. Maybe because the stormy ends with an abrupt stop, her hope just raised dashed down. Matilda clutched the handkerchief with her sweaty palm.
Submitting such an unfinished report would only cause problems for the reviewers and evaluators. But this investigator didn't even write down their name.
Don't worry, Miss Burnish. I'm familiar with this situation. Every time after the brave Typhon defeats Jupiter, he returns to the Auto Island. But each time we twist the ear of Mr. Glassbox, Typhon will show up again and again.
What are you saying?
Ms. Moisson told me the ear is the key to bringing back our hope.
Wait, don't tell me you are talking about the shows on the mechanical television?
Ignoring the monitor assistant confusion, the enthusiastic young lady starts looking around for ear that carries all hope.
Stop, Miss Sotheby. Please, take a seat on the cushion and listen to me carefully. This is a detailed report written by a formal investigator of the Foundations, not some TV show full of cliffhangers. That means we will definitely find the rest somewhere.
Oh, I see. Must be a Coco treant who took away the other part of the book. Usually, they will be attracted by Luna Fixer, and by following their traces, we'll find their lairs in the stable.
You mean someone took it away? That's highly possible. Data loss is not allowed in the Foundation, especially under the Monitor Assistant's management.
We must prepare Luna Fixer. Don't forget their favorite jigging magical beans.
Beans.
I don't have those materials with me right now, but I can write to them. It only takes a month.
This concerning conversation is clearly too much for this rigorous monitor assistant.
Nuh-uh, we don't need that.
After taking a deep breath, Matilda takes out her crystal orb. An ambitious smile plays over her face.
You've perfectly accomplished the task from me when you found this valuable report. Well done, Assistant Sotheby. Now it's time for the great Matilda to show a little bit of her greatness.
Yeah. Sleep wants to take my head. Divination in the day. You'll meet countless great diviners before the real answer is revealed. Laplace Scientific Computing Center, said there's no moonlight during the daytime, but the moon is not the only choice for divination.
Judging from the omen, it's at the northwest, the beginning and the ending of the ring, where the wall reflects repeatedly.
Holding the crystal orb with both hands, Matilda keeps adjusting her position while trying to figure out what the vague vision in this field. Sotheby follows her with a curious face.
The northwest of SPDM. This one is straightforward. The beginning and the ending of the ring is not a problem either. The icon of the computing center is exactly the Ouroboros, a serpent eating its own tail. Here we are. But where the wall reflects repeatedly, does that mean a closed room with mirrors? The mirror in the display center is a huge kinescope in the wall. And the one in the airtight laboratory is a crystal clear observation window. The one in the rehab center? No. The mirrors in the operation room have been replaced with curved electronic screens of steel structure after that Xenopilot made a scene. So, where is the answer?
She slowly turns around, trying to find out the perfect angle for a clear vision. A white figure storms away from her, almost bumping off the wall which tightly holds.
You just hit me! Shouldn't you apologize?
Where did you come from, dork? Wasting my time?
When groans occurs and hastily leaves his place with hands covering his nose and mouth.
What? How could he say that? That's rude! That gentleman doesn't look well. He's covering his face. His nose is running with purple liquid. Oh dear. Did he drink a whole bottle of purple Chrysandra juice? He needs treatment immediately. Oh, if only I had brought the Phoenix heart nerves with me. He ran towards the rehab center. Nothing to worry about. Just another patient trying to prove he has recovered.
The hasty man disappeared completely. The little insect doesn't raise any attention.
The rehab center has all the facilities
It's a
and
red flag and a
medicines
half,
he needs.
isn't it?
He will be properly treated. But why is he wearing the uniform of Laplace? And where's the receptionist here?
The law of the scientific computing center welcomes them to defeating silence. The counter is no longer busy with people, but loud or recognizing device instead.
Does everyone go to the weekend party night?
Probing around the counter, a temporary investigator seems determined to dig up a party gramophone from somewhere.
Absolutely not. The researchers here are too busy to do that.
Psh, 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 psh.
The computing center is working on the most urgent and vital project, the research on the immunity to the storm. We should not disturb them unless it's an emergency. So please stop calling the office and put down the telephone, Miss Sotheby. This is not the ear of a tea kettler, and it won't take you to any twist balls.
The monitor, since I can't stand the difference in their terminology anymore.
Je sais que les débutantes, mais quand même, elle est trop bizarre.
I know she's a rookie, but even so, she's unbelievable.
Guide new members with caution on patients, trigger the reflexes at
Guiding
the right
members,
time.
caution and patience, trigger the filters at the right time. Oh, I have to admit that Worten is doing is better than me for now. Rumbling interrupted by the owner of the cheerful
Miss
footsteps.
Boonish, I just read the map on the counter. You mentioned where the wall reflects repeatedly. Does the vision refer to the racquetball center here? You see, its icon is a bouncing ball.
Let me take a look. Found it! This is really the right direction. Next, empty boxes, glasswares, and copper pieces. Looks like our destination has piles of metal.
The vision door is glowing clearer, proving that they are heading in the right direction. That it eases Matilda's upset mind.
Good job, Assistant Sotheby. I have to say, I might have gone a bit too hard on you. You are more capable than I thought. Thanks to your prompt reminder, we have saved quite some time.
Sotheby is glad to help.
The angry Gladys hops around the way while she doesn't give up peering at the Matilda crystal's ball. Matilda's
Miss
crystal.
Boonish, since you're such a talented diviner,
Hi. Spit it out.
why don't you just divine the reason for the storm with your inherited arcanum ability?
Let me guess, it's never that easy.
According to Ms. Moisson, the reason still remains a mystery. If the crystal orb can reveal its truth, everything will be much easier for Vertin and her team.
Define the reason for the storm?
The brave assumption astonishes great diviner. She almost dropped over.
That's impossible for sure.
Well,
It's a typical mistake of laymen to believe one can see everything through divination. You are an expert on potions and arcane creatures, but you have little knowledge on other subjects. Haven't you received any systematic education on Arcanum?
Education in Arcanum? I'm of course well educated in Arcanum, with Ms. Morsel as my tutor, and my arcane friends such as Typhon.
Alright, enough.
Education in Arcanum? I'm of course well educated in Arcanum, with Ms. Morsel as my tutor, and my arcane friends such as Typhon from the Auto Island, Jupiter, and...
She shakes her head, stopping her from listening to another name of an arcane creature no one had ever heard of.
I have understood the fact that the education you have received is not systematical, or say incomplete, imperfect, inelegant. But don't worry, because you are talking to the kind-hearted Matilda. She will spend her valuable time to make it up for you.
Yes, was the French girl the same in her youth? The great monitor assistant clears her throat and starts recalling what she learned when she was 12.
In fact, the system of Arcanum knowledge is not completely separated from that of human science. For example, the modern pharmacy and chemistry actually originated from the experiments of potions and alchemy in the ancient times. They developed into two different systems because arcanists focused more on the knowledge ignored by scientists, which is gnosis. The knowledge we learn from divination is exactly under this category.
Wow!
Sylvia is light up with an amazement. Michelle takes out her notebook and draws a brief sketch on it.
Let me fill you in with more details. If two human researchers test Snell's law at two different places at the same time without making any mistakes, they will always reach the same conclusion. Or if two potionists use the same ingredients and follow the same formula to make the cough cough stop stop potion separately,
I wonder
the
what
products
this
will
does.
also have similar effects.
Cough, cough, stop, stop potion. I'm sure it gives you... It makes you less satiated.
However, if two diviners respectively perform divination on the same thing, they will probably see totally different visions. Because what the divination shows is merely omens. The interpretation of these omens is in fact a kind of subjective deduction based on the reality, and there is no such thing as a standard answer. Even if the two diviners draw the same conclusion, it is more of a coincidence than a result that implies generalizability. So diviners never check the accuracy of their divination through the review of peers. And this is an example of gnosis. Unlike human sense, it is unique and possesses no universality.
Yeah, I guess that would be correct. Besides a small problem, which would be, yeah, if the results are totally unique, speaking them with other diviners are totally gonna get zero result. But you should still talk to other diviners about the divination, because the result may not matter, but the process does very much. How did they go about trying to understand the messages, the omens? How do they try to decipher them? How do they try to avoid pitfalls? Like, I don't know, jump before the Great One, fall not D, touch the ground, D shall die. How do you interpret that? That you shall not jump because you die, or you shall jump but you will die. And then, I don't know, making some ridiculous loophole. So yeah, I do think that's kind of like meh. You should talk to other diviners if you do have one. Hello, first time chatter, and I do not know who that is. I don't think I can really collab with people that I do not have rapport with. It's kind of going on person on the street and saying, Do you want to go to work together? Something like that. She puts away wiggling her index finger.
In other words, even if someone finds out a reason for the storm through divination, they can't have other diviners verify it, because 100 different diviners will give out 100 different conclusions. The scene will be even busier than a concert at Music Verein. That being said, the more possible result we get from the divination is nothing. Divination cannot bring knowledge which the diviners have never learned. The divination of such world-class knowledge, as complicated as the reason for the storm, can only be performed by world-class diviners. We may find one or two diviners like that if time continues to be reversed, like Nostradamus. But he lived in the 16th century.
So slightly off the mark by 400 something years.
Besides, even Nostradamus is not always right. But Miss Buaniche is. Thanks to your divination, we're getting closer and closer to that report, right? You are right! Finding items, interpreting dreams, and making simple prophecies. All these things are just a breeze for the bright and clever Matilda.
Of course, Sadby is glazing her.
But inquiring about the storm is beyond my ability, and it will only bring misfortune. I will never make such a stupid mistake.
Matilda gains some radiant appearance.
In fact, this half of the report and the handwriting of the author are perfect divination media. Besides, our target is not far away from us, and I'm familiar with the surroundings, which have made things much easier than usual. It is true diviners can improve the accuracy and controllability of their gnosis by practicing repeatedly, holding the rituals properly, and making targeted preparations. But that still doesn't mean the result will be absolutely accurate.
So what's divination in this context? I did see I know 100 of ways of divination in different medias, especially it's a more clear one that you actually do get results from the future, but you either cannot speak of them or you get backlash, or they're very short snippets, or maybe they're even inaccurate but still a future representation of something. So I don't understand that, but in the universe, so what I will call Matilda junior to middle diviner, somewhere around there, can only divine things that are not even divine things. I would say that they accelerate the predictions of things, and if it's correct, it does become more accelerated, so it's maybe correct, more correct than something baseless. I guess it's okay. I'm curious how a world-class diviner with the her mother, I presume her mother is a world-class diviner, how they predict things. Anyway, Sadby nods. No one can tell from her face whatever she truly understands that announcement or not. Reading the vision door, Matilda led Sadby around another corner, nimbly.
The report says that person who mentioned the School of Numbers claimed she was enlightened about the year of the next storm. Is that also by divination?
I am not sure what kind of arcane skills they used, but numbers are indeed a kind of omen too. I am not talking about the specific knowledge of mathematics, but the numbers themselves, because they are even more abstract than images and languages as kind of symbol.
I guess 6, 7.
Even so, there is no way for us to verify this prophet, unless it really comes true. That is also why it takes almost nothing to spread a prophecy. My mother told me many people in the outside world write to the Foundation every day, claiming to be prophets who can predict the doomsday and thus requesting unemployment benefits.
Huh. I mean, if there were magical people in the world, wouldn't you also apply to all magical institutes saying that you can see the world's end and you want a minimum of 100k to actually say what the world end is. I mean, I'm sure 99% of people will not bite, but what if in that one instance someone does bite?
The Tuesday. Unemployment benefits?
No.
Oh my! The outside world is far more wonderful than I thought. How fascinating. This niche is even greater than I expected.
Damn, keep glazing her. I do have a feeling that Sadie really wants to know what at least try to like divine how the storm started. She wants to find her butler really bad.
You bet! Wait, did you mean I was not the greatest?
They have reached the end of the corridor. I do wonder where they are going though. It does seem pretty luminous, reflective. Matilda puts on a door and looks at the wooden door with no sign in front of her. This is where the vision leads them to, the room next to the racquetball center.
Here we are, Miss Sotheby. Now, this is the moment to verify the result of my divination.
Squeak. She opens the door with a slight push. No. It's done. Hello.
If you look at the ground after the rain, you can often see a wet, long trail, like this one. At the end of the trail, there may be a snail slowly crawling forward. Yes, forward. The snail marks the direction for us. But what if we don't see any snails at either end? How are we going to distinguish the direction to the future from that to the past? Criterion. Well said, darling. To figure something out, you always need to make deductions based on facts and logical reasoning. What you see is not necessarily true, but what is logical is, because we haven't witnessed or experienced anything illogical so far.
Indeed.
If something like that actually happens, it must be because we are too ignorant to understand it for the moment.
Yeah, obviously, because the universe doesn't follow logic. It doesn't follow anything, it's just the universe. We follow logic to understand the universe.
This point was firmly believed by those researchers who worked in the house like canned sardines. It remained true to them until the first drop of rain rose. The sardines suddenly found that the knowledge they possessed couldn't support the point anymore. The can was opened, revealing a completely different thinking pattern to them. Whatever they used to mend the can, there was still a crevice left between the inside and the outside, and it could be ripped open again at any time.
What happened then?
The chaos didn't last. If it really was the rain that swept away the snail and messed up time, then we should look at the silver lining. Does it mean we will find out the truth of time once the secret of the rain is revealed? There has never been a shortcut like this one, since time is only an intangible concept.
No, I hardly call this a shortcut.
So then, observation stations were built all over the globe. The staff learned how to collect and keep the valuable samples efficiently in no time. The little boxes they used to store the raindrops are still being upgraded even now.
Oh, hello first-time chatter. You also play reverse? Ooh.
Order and silence were brought back to the labs. Every piece of gear was placed back on the right track.
What chapter are you in? I'm just the special part of the 5th chapter. I don't know if I should consider this the 6th chapter. just the special.
It was a grand feat, and no one could have accomplished it inside this huge, cumbersome machine, except another machine. She took no sides and sought only predictable results.
Ooh, we have an old timer amongst ourselves. Pretty nice.
That's why she made a decision as soon as she read that report and its attachment on her desk. The former was about a delicate component which flapped like a butterfly in that huge machine. And the latter was a piece of paper full of circles and dots. Then she stored the information on her hard disk and destroyed the report.
Thank you. I do kind of miss the old narrator though. This one's kind of cheeky.
And the paper which claimed to have recorded the locations where the storm might happen, yes, the one with the butterfly-like drawings, was retained for data comparison. It seems she's satisfied with the result.
The lament in silence. Let me see how... I'm kind of poor now, so I did... After inciting to my French girl, I did suck out of my resources, so I'm kind of extremely poor. I need to scrape the ground. Let's see, achievements, new. How many? Oh, another 2 times. Pretty... Let's see your voice line.
And be my destiny so, and be not so. He that dies this year is quit for the next.
Pretty okay.
As I see it.
Hello, first time chatter again. Damn, my first time chatter this time. I'm here. I don't know, should I call this the... It is like a sub, right? Yeah, I'm on the 5th chapter or 6th, if you consider this. It's kind of small. I would imagine this is the sub-chapter of the primary one. But again, I could be wrong, so... Maybe it's the 6th chapter. The lament in silence, as the invisible hand raising up high, easily plucks the star from the sky. No. And it's kind of does extremely nice, especially like the first part of the Iceland chapter, with all the shenanigans, especially with Arcana. The light is dim here. Archive cabinets are unorganized files everywhere, punctured by strange devices, and Laplace stylus seems like an abandoned utility room.
Where are we? Lost and found at the racquetball center?
She waves away the dust and struggles her ways along with the toppling cabinets. Also have a good day.
The orb showed copper pieces. We need to find something that seems to be locked, but is actually not.
That's very vague.
Found it! Nothing can stop the genius, Matilda.
Like I said, do not possess the talent to be a diviner. She finds what she's looking for in a rusty drawer. Obviously, the report has been here for a very long time. Unsorted, low priority. Corners curled from the damp air. Luckily, the written was unrecognizable.
The trip to Egypt didn't go smoothly. The ship was hit by a common storm at sea. We were lost in the fog after that, completely off course. Then something emerged from the water. Since the first storm, The Foundation has received frequent sightings of arcane creatures which should have been extinct in history. I had no idea what I was shooting at, even after I emptied the clip.
Ooh.
And I didn't know what to do, so the arcanists brought us back on course. She named the precise longitude and latitude of our location, even without using the sextant in the spare cabin. I wonder how she did that. Perhaps the world did look different in her eyes. Then when I was about to step on a random plank on the ship, she suddenly dragged me back. I thought it was only an inappropriate joke. The next second, the plank broke. I was stunned. And as to how she saw that coming, she just answered me as if we were talking about the weather.
Because that plank is deformed like a rhombus.
I was confused. Where is the rhombus? She laughed.
Me also, girl, me also.
The rhombus can't be seen with eyes. You shall close your eyes, hearken to the teaching of the Supreme Existence, and seize the moment of afflatus.
Of course, I didn't see anything. Nor did I understand what the moment of afflatus was. Perhaps it's just another privilege enjoyed by arcanists. Just like their right to be lunatic.
Let's not throw shots at arcanists now.
Nevertheless, she reached the correct conclusion in a completely wrong way.
Is it not a completely
Is it
wrong
really
way?
possible?
I mean,
Anyway, she saved my life. But that was not enough to settle the differences between us.
no, petty, are we?
She remained rejective to working with the Foundation. And I finally gave up on the attempt to persuade them. My mission on that trip was not to make contact with them. Besides, what we needed was builders of the storm observation system, not some liars who would only make things worse. As for the shelter they took from the storm, she wouldn't say a word, as if she were dealing with a spy who pried to find out the deepest secrets of the arcanists.
You know what I mean? If you do have magicians, people that can create things out of, well, not necessarily nothing, but out of the arcanum, can you actually name someone that can predict things without actually being a diviner? That crazy and a liar? I feel that there is obvious disconnective, like cognitive difference between how a person would react in a situation that they know magic is real, and then still saying someone is a liar because they can predict things, I don't know, mathematically, they can see other things in magic. We do have a really low fucking baseline in the real world, meaning everything is normal under a certain point. So I cannot imagine if magic is real, other things couldn't be real. Is that my brain working differently? Like, do they see the same things as normal and magic as a baseline? Anything above that is unbelievable and impossible. Maybe something like that. But again, I imagine that if you do have magic in your world, believing some people can use mathematics to see unseen numbers.
In the end, Hugh mediated between us. He gave me an address in Istanbul to which I could send the letters to contact them. After that, I spent more than half a year in the Egypt office. Things were even worse there than I expected. Some have gone missing after the storm. The people who were supposed to be in the Egypt office, according to the member list stored in the headquarters in 1985, were not there when I arrived.
Let's see. Yeah, but what I was saying was not the perception of magic, like how I imagine the best, like, difference would be like how a normal diviner and a world-class diviner, like, would see the difference between the world. I was imagining, like, conceptually, can you not believe it's feasible to people to see some numbers and then, like, mathematically, even if they're like, they're, first of all, they're arcanists, they're mages, arcanists, so seeing something extra, to me, not that conceptually above, impossible. It's kind of hard to me to imagine that if you knew there was kind of like an externally part of the world, like there was the normal part of the world, the mortal part, and the external part of the world. You couldn't reach a bit further and say like, maybe there are arcanists, like mages that can use arcanum in other ways than we know currently. Not saying that it's not possible, but not even willing to imagine that it's possible. It kind of breaks my brain in two.
The situation could be caused by the limitations of the transmission of paper-based materials, or because the computer was not yet popularized to every corner of the globe at the time. One minor mistake of a copyist could develop into a huge difference.
Yeah, but they also can use magic, so it's not really a perception-based difference. Like, not one good example comes to mind where there's no power difference between the one that see and cannot see. There is here a slightly power difference, right? Between a person that does not see arcanum, one that does, and one that can break you in 1,000 pieces with some flame skill.
Besides that, the chaos inside Laplace was an even worse issue. I learned that someone published the paper Samplings of Global and Regional Chaotic Energy Route Changes in the name of Butterfly of Lorentz. Apparently, they secretly used our sampling sites, yet their research direction and conclusion were radically different from Laplace's. The researchers equally divided into two schools, one sticking to the human technologies they have focused on, and one changing their direction to arcanum. At the time, it was still too early to decide which direction was right, without sufficient experimental data. But many already believed that if time continued to be reversed, human technology would only keep falling into decline, while arcanum, which relies on personal ability, would rise again.
So the foundation should become hoarders.
It's true that Gnosis cannot be copied, verified by an independent third party, or comprehended through reasoning. Its nature decides that it cannot lay the foundation of science or be popularized to every ordinary person. It takes solid marble to build a castle, not slippery sand. Even so, what harm will it do to rely on arcanum when the underlying logic of all things has become unreasonable?
Oh, so you also do know that, right?
Before the disagreement was settled, the storm in 1987 was predicted. We were ordered to return to the headquarters 24 hours before its arrival.
That's getting it close.
But the prediction was not accomplished by Laplace. A captive from Manus Vindictae names the precise date of that storm. Our enemies, those lunatic xenophobes, valuing only pure blood, made it further than we did. Yes, we built observation stations, we made countless deductions, we developed multiple simulation models. We made efforts, we sacrificed life, we did whatever we could. Yet the result was that we didn't find any other regions immune to the storm, except the headquarters and another one in North America. In the end, 95% of the branch members were reversed. 87.9% of the equipment was destroyed, and 100% of our predictions failed.
That's... mostly, almost. All of them.
In conclusion, our endeavor brought no achievements. As for the captive from Manus Vindictae, the delirium patient who claims that oracles flowed under his parietal bone, when we asked him how he learns the precise date of the storm, he burst into laughter.
Can't you hear it? Has God left you behind when he spread his grace?
Then he smashed his own skull with a handcuff. Yes, there was no doubt. He was an incurable lunatic.
Why do I feel that other people look at their kids like this, even though they may not be all this crazy?
But his insane nonsense was exactly the reason we survived the storm again. No matter how unreasonable or illogical it was, or how much a lie it sounded like. So we'd better believe we shouldn't go out in black today because the fish is swimming in the water.
I don't know what superstition this is.
We'd better believe in the existence of the non-physical, everlasting, transcendent world where everyone's soul is a number. We'd better believe in the supreme existence, which caused the disorder of time by merely casting its shadow. That means the life of individuals means nothing more than rubbish, and the world is but an imperfect ruin, where only the chosen ones will pass the trial, where the rest will be eliminated by the rain. How am I supposed to do that?
Well, that's their interpretation. They probably do have a higher vision of things, so they can see the transcendent world of forms, whatever that means. They probably do see the higher level of the storm, the higher level of essence of the world, but they interpret it as such. It may not be as such, though.
Finally, I made up my mind to write to her. I didn't expect her to answer my questions. All I wanted was to confirm if she had survived that storm, for the sake of our peaceful talk about the rhombus. Yet what I heard from them was a simple announcement of her death, with only 2 words. She died. Then it burned and turned to ashes in a second. On the same day, the first and only timekeeper who just took office, the 12-year-old child, returned alone from the storm.
Ooh, the plot thickens.
She told us the time in the outside world at that point, and that was how I knew she was right.
It is right in front of you.
But if there is a god, why are you playing such a prank on us after we had suffered from the collapse of all the existing orders and the failure of all the great laws? If this is what she calls a glimpse of the supreme existence, the moment of afflatus, do you have to present it in such a cruel way? The last 2 digits in the number of the year after that storm were exactly her name and her number. 77.
Oh. I'm curious how that relates to 37. The report ends here. 2 digits, not the full stop of the story.
Incroyable! Incroyable! C'est vrai! Quelqu'un a vraiment vu cette
Unbelievable. I
prophétie!
won't believe it's actually true. Someone did make that prophecy.
Bertine and Soneto will be thrilled to know what we found!
I don't know about that.
Well done, Miss Sotheby! You performed as well as a formal investigator! We need to submit this report to your instructor immediately!
Grabbing the papers tightly, Material turns around to take segment. Shelby isn't the person standing there. What is it?
What are you doing in other people's rooms?
I mean... Okay. The report is snatched away.
This is my personal item. You have no rights to take it. Please leave immediately.
A personal item? This is a precious record that should have been submitted to the Foundation. According to Administration and Regulations for Dispatch Personnel, St. Pavlov Foundation Decree number 259, every member of the Foundation, when acting as a field investigator, is required to create a comprehensive investigation report of all their actions and promptly submit it.
And they are obliged to ensure the authenticity, objectivity, and impartiality of the report. No personal bias is allowed in the content. If you have read this report, miss, you should know that it's not even qualified to be filed.
But this is an emergency!
The Storm Information Act is still new to her. She can't think of any articles to support her point of view. She racks her brain for words, but before she can make it, the other person starts talking, with one of his eyebrows raised.
I can tell from your uniform, you are a student of SPDM or This is Laplace. Do you have your guardian's approval to leave the school, Miss Underage Student?
Clapping back.
Approval? I don't need that. I am not a student. You are talking to the exceptionally promoted monitor assistant of SPDM. Here is my ID.
She holds her ID high as if she's holding a flag of liberty, but she's ignored. The adult walks directly to swivel chair in the room and pays attention to an educational toy on the table.
Did you just ignore a formal administrator of the foundation? This monitor assistant will report every misbehavior of yours. Every little bit of them.
Wordless, the monitor can be more embarrassing. Her life, she looks around just to find the store bee is gone. Luckily, the chief assistant learns faster than she expects. The familiar sing-song tone is making a report on her own tutor outside the half-open door.
Miss Moisson, we found that report here. The great Miss Buanish and I discovered some important information. I came to you and Madame Z immediately after we read it.
Well, at least someone does have some brainial matter on them.
Miss Buanish, why are you confronting Mr. Chair?
So we stand at the door, her hand is tilted. Two adults are behind her.
I didn't expect to see the second half of that report here in your room, Adler.
This time down, another voice can't be ignored. The swivel chair unwilling turns around.
Don't call me that, friend. Why not just call me Enigma? Just like everyone else. Relax. I know nicknames mean no harm. But I don't understand. How is a report filled with meaningless words of any concern to you, Madam Z?
It provides information about the Arcanist group Virgin is now dealing with. If possible, please give it to me.
Of course. How can I turn down a request from Constantine's chief of staff? Take it away. I hope you don't mind the mold on it.
The researcher stays, sit on the chair and casually holds out the report. Madame Z smiles. She seems glad to see the Enigma still has the energy left to be sarcastic. But clearly the monitor, since they can't tolerate such a banned violation of the staff regulation.
Please pay attention to your manners and do not bring disgrace to the computing center, Mr. Rude.
Miss Moisson stops. The hand usher quickly looks in the direction of the door.
Ms. Buanish? Ms. Sotheby?
Yeah.
You've done a great job. I'm sure what you have found would be of great help to Timekeeper.
Yeah, I do feel it's gonna get good. And welcome to a stream. Huh. Yeah, I am on the special one.
And I will report your active performance in this mission to SPDM as soon as possible, Miss Buanish. We need to further analyze the files you found. The first on the scene could provide more detailed information. Let's get out of here.
She's very good at coaxing.
Contribution exceptionnelle.
No way did I get it. Let's get automated. What did you say? Nudes. Nudes did get automated. Yeah. I do guess they do you think you like said nudes or something like that? Oh fuck, sorry. I denied the first message anyway. I did read the message. Yeah, it's nudes. Well, hopefully you do have how do I say that in English? A good meal, I guess. My god. What was the last time that was ridiculous and it was banned? Was automated. You also said that, was it bullying something? Yeah, it was the category of bullying, but what? Ah, calling someone a coward. My god. It does work now. You chicken and coward. Did it remove it? Say you chicken, like intended. Yeah, it got automated again. Held a message for reasoning, bullying. I mean, can you get bullied by someone calling you a chicken? Well, I guess if, I don't know, you did have a chat of 10,000 people and all calling you a chicken was somewhat bullying. But come on, it's not even... I'm wasting my brain cells. How would I make you chicken? Not wanted. The keywords give the young monitor assistant giddy pleasure she can help, but ignore everything else, Mr. Masson said. Yeah, it's also cow. Well, I guess that doesn't matter, slightly more on context. you, you calling you doo-doo. That's The ostrich is not. What do you mean you ostrich is not? You chicken is and you ostrich is not. What's the avian selectivism here? I can't imagine who made those bullying statements and actually yours can get banned. Yeah, but it's more unique when you say you ostrich. I don't know, especially I do imagine, to me it doesn't really affect me that much, but imagine going to a live streamer, like person that goes in the world and you see and go you ostrich. Anyway, he would give the young. I didn't read this.
Oh la la, exceptionnel!
Oh la la.
Calme-toi, Mathilda.
Ooh, I'm gonna allow that. Yeah, but you snake. That's weird though. Active. No, calm down. Oh.
I didn't accomplish it alone. Assistant Sotheby also played a significant role. Hooray!
A loud cheer interrupts Mathilda's mumbling.
That is to say, Miss Burnish, we can start preparing the balloons and flowers for the twist ball. Speaking of which, this monitor assistant still needs to think about it. By the way, just call me Mathilda.
You did? I forgot. I was not kidding when I said I will most likely forget if you do said. I don't remember. He struggles to get out of sorry. Passionate hack the great joy brought by Miss Masson makes her action clumsy. Yeah, the honest is, why do I hear a lot of people say that they wish they forgot their favorite show so you can watch it again? It's not a nice thing to forget. Cheering and discussing, the girls leave the room. Madame D carefully pushed the valuable report away. It's not how you imagine forgetting. It's not going to click. When I forgot it, it's forgotten, erased from my mind. Rarely does come back. It doesn't click, unfortunately. It's not that easy. Enigma. The researchers swivels the chair again and hides himself in the fortress made of dusty items. He talks to the cabinet equipment in a slow manner.
There will be no advance in human technology. You think so? Even thee, Madam Z, has given up on the study of theoretical physics and become a politician.
Ooh, a job and a half.
No. I've never thought of that.
He turns to the door with a faint smile. The door is closed. Now you say it again, I do kind of remember it, I think. But I mean, you say it again, so it's not really that mattering. Yeah, I did read that. They lost a lot of personnel. And he did see some, the author of the report, she did say she saw a colleague. Their veins, I think, or the other one, the smaller veins, did transform into cables. Yeah, but I don't really pay much to it. A new direction, a new steam whistle sound. By all means, board the ship. Ooh, I'm curious, can we...
Everyone else is ready? And be my destiny so, and be not so. He that dies this year.
Don't raise death flags. I'm sorry, thank you. I didn't notice you carrying this one. That sounds slightly gruesome. Everyone is treating the hide and seek very seriously. I must try my best to find them. Your support and encouragement means a lot to me. I'll try harder to make everyone happy. I don't know. We are used to saying skin, as it not where some meat mechas piloting a bone mecha, piloting a nerve mecha, being inside a brain mecha. They walk quietly like cats. May eventually miss sound. Slight noise if you don't play. Inside the skin mecha, of course. Timekeeper, I think you must be familiar with the game, just like how you used to avoid the instructor in school. Yeah, technically you are somewhat a brain mecha, controlling a nervous mecha, controlling a muscle mecha, controlling a bone mecha, controlling a skin mecha. I mean, if you have the time, I look forward to seeing you more in those games. Pretty nice. Level up. Let's go farm some those. We do have after. Let's try 3 times. Well, 4 times. Yeah, a meat mecha.
The tremors of fate has revealed itself to you.
Don't be scared as I'm saying that, but you are a skeleton. Technically you are a ghost controlling a skeleton, controlling a meat mecha.
An emperor suspended with the turbulence arrives. A sacred charge. Their strength in restraint.
What?
A necessary counterattack. Pray. Half in a woven net. Peace and quiet.
I don't think you said that in a good tone. I have a slight feeling that was not said in a very good manner tone. Yeah, I did not pass it. I don't think I will anytime soon. I don't need to get my money up so I can get my team up. I hope it does. Yeah, like I said, I don't need to get another some characters, especially I didn't get some new characters from pools to get somewhat uncooked into another 4. To get enough to get past the 100 meters line, otherwise I cannot imagine playing otherwise. Well, maybe I could with my current 5 stars.
Peace and quiet.
Not really.
Ice flood.
I mean,
The turbulence arrives.
I slightly min-max their levels and I wait for the later game to actually learn to min-max the skill, the strategy.
A necessary counterattack. The overflow of the Sephira. A sacred charge.
But I do guess I do have a slightly stranger way of playing things.
Prepare to be drowned. Please, stop the fire. Fate has revealed itself to you. Peace and quiet. There's strength in
Well, obviously I do know some things, but I don't have a complete information table on
the
everything.
direction of fate is decided. A sacred charge.
The most probable answer to your question is no.
Peace and quiet. I will remember your name.
Voilà donc succès. Atteindre la fin.
Yep, and well, actually, we kind of are extremely dirt poor. So let's upgrade. How much are gonna give me for upgrade though? Wait, were there any upgrades without the? Well, I can see. Well, no, obviously I do know slight synergy, meaning my game sense does for me, but I do not know like the actual. How to explain this? Like the best synergies in my team, because I've actually just see inside 3 like. I did have one team to the start of the game till now. I did not like try to experiment. The rest of my character are level 1. I only have those, the first starters, Mr. Apple and Senato. I just started them and then the rest I've played. Well, I will read guides and such when I do need them. But obviously I'm gonna hit a roadblock or something. Yeah, you're a different kind of breed. We cannot compare to you. No, I don't. Yeah, I will learn if it's actually necessary, but till now it doesn't seem so. Yeah, there is a good chance I need to.
Can I help you? Sorry, your visit was not in my plans.
3 teams. Almost level 32. Anyway, let's go back. The star. New direction. Menu stream. Whistle sounds by all means. Board the ship. Yeah, hopefully it's not, because let's just say that I do brain enough brain cells daily. I don't really want to brain more. Brain more? To burn more. You see? Just now, I just lost a minimum of 100 for that mistake. Yeah, I did see. Well, obviously I'm gonna get beat down till I learn. If not, then I'm gonna just learn the hard way, like a certain someone. The dreams have ended. All is profoundly hushed in the cold and dark room. The researcher sighed and started settling the messy papers and dusty tools on the table. What's this streamer setup I'm seeing? This. All the things that are missing are some cockroaches, and he can call him some Asman. Why is there a Was it mistaken for a utility room? Is because of the mess? Yes. Metallic footsteps come from the outside the door. Is the robot
I am
lady?
astonished by the fact that you are interacting with others.
Ooh. Another trespasser.
They broke in.
The robot in charge of a scientific computing center shrugs and refuses to make any comments. She has already heard all the information she needs in the corridor.
If it was a complaint that you were making, you know it is within your rights to submit an interdepartmental complaint within 7 days after the incident.
I do have a feeling she is somewhat... I mean... What was that meme? I was not intended to go clank, clank, clank. I was intended to go plop, plop, plop. I don't know if it was a Genshin meme or something. I did see it being used in thousands of formats.
Don't bother. That file means nothing to me. I didn't file it because it is a report against the rules. Why bother to submit such a log full of personal feelings and emotional behaviors to our great, rigorous foundation?
Is that so? I am gratified to find that you still have some sense.
I too am gratified that you still have no idea that I was being sarcastic.
Oh, that was sarcasm.
Never mind. What do you want from me, Madam Lucy?
Madam Lucy. He does seem like He's just kind of a weird vibe like Shinsui from not Shinsui, that's from Naruto. No, that's Shisui. Ah, fuck, I forgot the guy from Bleach, the captain of the 7th Division, I think. The one that everyone Chad would think he can beat. Shisui. I don't think I'm saying his name right. Why do I get the feeling that he has a lazy vibe, but he's overworking himself to death? He asks us. He bends down and organizes the papers scattered all over the place. This is the best effort he cares to make to receive a guest.
You went all the way to this dusty, rundown place so hurriedly that you even forgot to put on that pathetic mask.
Yeah, not
This
actually
is not because
lazy.
of some old
He does seem to
files,
work
I
himself to
assume.
death. That's what I was saying. I get the lazy vibe from him, but contradictorily, he's not lazy. The faceless robot imitates its hand in agreement, inclines.
Certainly. I hope you can be the cryptographer of the Manus Vindictae's ritual. You are still the best.
You are asking me, a human, to decode the ritual of a pureblood arcanist group? I don't see how I'll be helpful to this project.
You cannot evaluate your own level of being of value, Adler.
Dexter keeps unfolding more dusty folders without raising his eyes from the table.
Well, you evaluate our value. Test us in experiments you set. Prove the hypotheses by exhaustion, make mistakes, and start all over again. You repeat the process like a roaring locomotive that pulls the research center out of this chaotic disaster. You question not what is ahead of you, nor whether the path you've taken will be regular or easy. The only idea you planted into your little brain is to move forward, to improve.
Thank you for your compliment. Credit goes to everyone.
That was not even a... Ismirgal.
No, but I could guess he was somewhat related to that person if he even bothered to take it back.
guess you agree. A life without creativity is not worth living. And that's the life that I wake up to every day. I'm no longer the person you thought you came here for. I'll never be able to combine human technology and Arcanum. And I'll never comprehend even the slightest part of it. I am useless to you.
He squares up the papers in the desk in a grumpy manner, making a knocking noise.
I don't expect someone made of tin to understand the human mind.
Ooh.
But I beg of you, leave me alone.
Don't bring out the "you're a clanker, don't expect to understand human feeling, get out." Bag of bolts. The robot ignores his emotional speech and keeps talking.
The work of analyzing the masks of Manus Vindicte did not go well.
What I was about to say, what's the point of the hair? But then I did realize it does bring a somewhat human aspect to the machine.
A side effect occurs in the researchers, and it is getting worse. The isolation wards on the basement level are overwhelmed.
Oh, was that the purple thing that...
Have you aborted the experiment?
Was that the purple thing the researchers was going to the... I forgot where he was going.
Not yet.
Let me bring this up on my phone. It's a wall of text. Well, is she still alive?
We have conducted the Arcanum imaging experiment on the
Hi,
masks
first time chatter.
and found a component which also exists in the raindrops of the storm. But knowing what it is composed of does not help explain how it works. What we're looking for is the original ritual that the Manus cast on them.
What do you mean you can somewhat spoil? No, don't even. Don't you dare say no spoiler after you dropped the spoiler exactly 2 messages ago.
You're trying to figure out one's career planning from one's physical examination report. I wonder why it is not working.
I don't wonder what's this.
Even if somehow you manage to find the original ritual, you still need a proper environment to test it, which is the outside world with a coming storm.
Well, we do have a certain timekeeper that could be used. Arista returns to her, wisdom and sarcasm glowing in his eyes.
That's why we can't tell if we're getting results. Even if we had the right ritual, proper permission from the Foundation to travel, and strong-minded volunteer subjects, experiments performed in the Ivory Tower won't succeed because...
No, you just presented advanced information that I do not currently possess to my current knowledge to the future events. Understood.
An experiment about the storm can only be done in a storm.
Yeah, future implied information which... yeah, from future implied information. That doesn't change the fact. Whatever it's a conjecture, a deduction, or anything, it's from future implied information. Future part, case important. So it is a spoiler. You spoiled future deduction for me. Anyway.
Glad to see your brain is not rusty yet. It only took you 3 sentences to draw the conclusion which took the seminar a week to reach. That proves you are capable of the project.
Same. There was this. Charge puts a document on the table.
The history maintenance team has forecast different critical points of this
I do know
storm.
her, but not.
Foundation investigators are on their way. If Manus Vindicte still plans to accelerate the storm, like what they have done in 1929, there will be a high possibility that their people will show up at the transformation point of history and society, also known as the critical point of time, the center of the storm.
Wait, you're going off script. What? Hating storm. Yeah, hating a storm, not wanting to go out. Damn, do you actually activate your psychic ability to look into the future? When have I said that? When have I said that?
Your sister, Greta Hoffman, is also one of the investigators.
Okay, have it your way. Sleep peacefully at night. To me, it's non-bothering to me.
I have no interest in any Hoffmans other than myself. We have different perspectives.
It is okay. I am just here to inform you that if any of the investigators successfully send the information of the ritual back, the research about the immunity of the storm will be conducted immediately. Take your time and be mentally prepared. But once the storm alert is issued, we only have 24 hours to verify the feasibility of the ritual.
Wait, are the white masks the investigator come in the same as the Manus Vindicte, like black masks? Yeah, he does seem like a cool dude.
I wish you will be fully prepared by then.
Yeah, the white mask, the like foundation wore in the first chapters, and then the others. Is not slight, yeah, coincidence that they both do seem to cover the eyes, the face, and have similar shapes. Or maybe there is just a coincidence. Yeah, that could also be saving resources, I guess. The robot gets out of the room, leaving him no right to choose. Her feet crash into the floor, making a steely sound. Enigma eyes flickers toward the document. The face on top is similar to him. He pulls out the drawer, starts to take out a scrap of paper. It's the dress code he didn't give anyone.
One thing is for sure now. The age of humans has come to an end.
Ooh. Child of prosperity. A new chapter. Let's go to the wilderness and open. Level 6. Character capacity. Wait, it's gonna be asymmetrical. It's gonna be 11. Accompanied by the faint glow of arcane skill, and ambitious guest has come to visit the world inside the suitcase. Eternity, welcome, my dearest esteemed guest.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. My name is. Okay. I'm waiting. Yes, the sign. I'm sure that went well.
It's fine.
It's alright, I think. You're just curious. I would have emptied my clip the second I saw this monstrosity.
Oops.
Mrs. Verton also quite interested in your children, Mrs. New. Babel. Ooh. Yeah, this thing looks demonic. The whole Arcanum clip would have been emptied the second it would have been on site. Well, hope you have a great meal. Yeah, on site would have been. Sure. Well, obviously you are eating. I don't expect you to write with your feet. A figure is beautiful. Green suddenly pauses from the outside the wall. Oh, hello, Studley. You're the rascal and you're hiding there.
Hello.
Hastily, Curtis to the lantern's tail before remembering her current mission. Alright, ladies, have you seen a strange critter at all? Often the wind is lively, sticky, fluffy, and stretchy critters creating a commotion.
Hey?
Huh? One of this many critters before a moment ago? Ah, bad. Friends, that's Mr. Rabbi Edstrom.
Damn it!
Desert flannel that wasn't in the job description. See, that's why I said we should be promoting electronic pads. That's kind of hollow. There's a good chance. Well, maybe we'll do get like a real AI pet in the future. But that's gonna be somewhat of a sad reality. Can you imagine? What was that thing? The rock pet that came with a leash or something in a box. Can you imagine getting like a small ass robot or something like that, or maybe like a separate phone that's just AI? An AI pet. I wouldn't put it past the or contemporary era to make such distinguished creation. Desert flannel pops out, shrubs and saplings that have been knocked down by critters.
Ugh.
She does have animated eyes. Ah, damn critters think you're a match for my teeth.
Oh.
The clock tower chimes, missing blows up, a gentle rain of fresh dust falls from it.
Thank you.
Ah, thank you for putting up the note accounts, Mr. New Babel. So, did we get just hard labor just now? Yeah, we did. Did we? Come on, don't be in suspense.
I believe that. Let's
That
have a try.
hardly sounds like a feasible plan. Can you imagine like getting enemies into your house, especially to the normal arcanists that probably did battle with a lot of critters? I don't know the lethality rate of critters are, how many they claim in cheer, but probably more than 0, which is kind of enough to not. Well, maybe cats and dogs also do claim some every year, and they're still like the favorite household human pet. So I maybe shouldn't shut down like critters that rapidly.
Okay. Then.
That's not a critter. What she's holding on a leash, that's a demon. Research for suitable piece of land and ruin it to start operation. Here is a good place to get the critter center up and running. So they just decide to put it there.
Volaride is following you with this.
Oh, thank you for the follow. Of course, another gacha. Okay. I think. So, just hard labor, understood. Sure, if it's... What do you need to ask? If I can offer some advice, I am going to do so as such. Nine minutes, so... Can I cancel you? I can't. Let's put you first. Well, if you're speaking to me, so... Maybe you're asking chat. What's that sound doing here? All living creature ought to belong to some set. Strange. Why the number looks so chaotic? Don't run, I just need to calculate a few formulas, it don't take long. There's 7, you scared that.
Oh,
There's different critters on the island, perhaps the new formulas need to be introduced to prove them. Let's see. Yeah, first of all, where are you in the story? And what do you want to actually do with the team? They're kind of the story and the other parts, and we do seem to have some people in chat that have some sort of idea. If you want to play the story, then I guess there should be enough videos online to get you. Well, there should be like a pretty much tutorial out there how to clear all the story with the minimum requirements. Don't leave, you little furry little rascal. Let's now see.
Wait.
Well, probably the best answer is if you do want to actually find out if you have enough, then play. If you do fail a lot, then you have your answer. If not, then you don't need to worry. I mean, you should probably be sad if you're short on characters. Presumably, you do have most of them, right? Yeah, I did hear a certain chatter saying that the knight is extremely good at DPS.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, the critters in the city have different personality. I hope isn't too bothersome. So does the like Vorkin have an entire world with her in the suitcase? And you have a slight feeling it's more than just a suitcase. If she's no, that wouldn't be a good idea. I was saying that maybe she should start, I don't know, hurling that around. Production line, this is going to be before they need a diner. Ooh, handling great, nice. Companionship and education are necessarily procedure in the guidance of critters' growth, except from the critter training guide, clause 25. Why does this remind me of what? Dragon City type of situation? Or Monster City? I compiled our experiences as far in the manual. I think I'll have the timekeeper. Yeah, it does remind me of Dragon City type shenanigans. Ugh, indeed.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, our expert resident came back on. Did you eat that rapidly? Hopefully you did have a good meal. Ah. I should also eat something after stream. I don't know what though. Maybe I should make myself some rice. Anyway. So you did not eat? You just... prepared? Oh, so you did. Nice then. No. Then have a good meal. You seem to be threatened this with resources and stealing family, then of course the irrepressible instinct to breed. Anyway. What do I want to say? I can help you. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Of course, not the gacha in the gacha. I'm stuck in a genjutsu. I cannot exit.
What happened?
We finally escaped the Genjutsu. Made that type of
Hey, you. Yes, you, my hurried child. You rush through the street like a cyclone. Where are you going?
I can't be late for the show.
A show. So you came to Vienna for the love of stories, that's for sure. Then this is just the right place for you. A place where the floors are decorated with gold, where music sings along with the stories. Oh, listen to me. You must not be a newcomer, but a true connoisseur. Well, which act in a show do you prefer?
I don't know, Act 5?
Yes, of course. The resolution coming to its fated ending. We stand up and cheer, or stay in our seats and weep. Our reward for not falling asleep during the intermission. Worth every crone you've paid. Do you know which act I love the most? Not Act 1, nor 3, or 5. But 6. Oh, Act 6, my dear. That's the best part.
Credits?
The part in which the king picks up his fallen head. The knight pulls out the sword in his chest. The bodies stand up, dust their clothes, and come to the front of the stage, bow to the audience, and receive their applause.
That's not really part of the performance.
Yes, it is. My child, that is precisely when the real show begins. I have a good script here. Let me put on my glasses. Let's start from Act 6. The princess, a nightingale decorated with diamonds, an opera singer taking center stage,
Indeed.
steps into a building of gray and white diamond patterns.
I mean, I don't mind her, she's kind of way cheekier than the last narrator. But I do kind of miss that badness of you've been through enough.
And the curtain falls forever. The smile on her face seems too serene. She is still dreaming. Her madness keeps them on alert. But in the court, she seems so meek and mentally steady, like a docked boat on calm waters. Nodding elegantly to every gentleman she meets, she makes the shackle on her neck look like a piece of dazzling jewelry. Next page. Oh.
There's no next page. What happened?
In a transparent room under an unyielding limelight, her dignity is stomped on, like a silk handkerchief thrown on the ground. They smash her crown, forcing her to pay for her madness.
Is she mad?
No, not anymore. Sleep, she said to me. Sleep. If that's what she said, then I don't need to wake up. That's when the star falls into an everlasting dream. The blinding light becoming a spotlight on the stage. The empty room carrying the best reverberations. She has never been so calm. Everything beautiful in her is there forever, frozen in time.
What's this, Oshinoko?
Or found eternal peace. Her world has become the performance, a show that never ends. I'd say she's a great actress, isn't she?
But this is not a good story. I think it is more context.
My dear, you are indeed a great connoisseur. Only one act of a play can't tell a good story by itself. Oh, forgive my ramblings. The golden curtain has risen. Fix your collar, darling, and keep moving forward.
Razor in green. Razor, impeccably sharp and dressed in green, that stands up for the people.
Meine Damen und Herren, willkommen!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Someone did get lucky pretty earlier in the banner.
On behalf of the General Medical Association of Vienna, I would like to thank you all for attending this demonstration conference. It is a great honor. As we can see, dear friends, the era of science has arrived. The era of man has arrived. Today, we will share the honor of witnessing the advancement of technology, its contributions to medical science, and even the world. Now, please allow me to introduce the patient again, Miss Isolde von Dietersdorf. This lady has selflessly volunteered for the experiment, and in return will receive a healthy mind in no time.
Pretty nice, Smashy's life.
She's been living a miserable life due to hysteria. How terrible it is for a young woman like her.
This doesn't look good.
As we all know, mental illness is taking an increasing toll on our country. Even suicide has become more rampant. The tragedies are piling up, and our dear lady is in excruciating pain as we speak.
She doesn't seem to be.
Thanks to the development of medical science, we can again be rescued from the abyss of pain. As I said before, the electroshock therapy uses the most advanced technology available.
Motherfucker, that's a coil. That's a big ass coil.
The medical use of electricity dates back to the 18th century.
Yeah, what did the automodded wee and kinky? Well, indeed, slightly, but unfortunately too late. You're cooked even if you delete that, I screenshot. You cannot escape, unfortunately. Too late. You do not think fast enough. The presentation of those obscure theories fails to ensure the attention of the guests. Vienna sins and poets stirs for knowledge, their hunger for morbid curiosity. Tales of misfortune are fervent over their curses.
Isolde?
I mean, yeah, you should watch it, you say, but at the same time, it's not that bad. I mean, I've seen much worse. Yeah, it does have like a minimalist feel to it.
The youngest daughter of the Dietersdorfs?
Nah, I could never say that.
Oh, no wonder she volunteered. The treatment should do wonders for her.
That doesn't look moderately humanly feasible.
You know there's something wrong with that family. I heard her mother stabbed old Dietersdorf in the temple with a brass needle and killed every maid in the room. That thing's even made it into the curio market. I heard not even the Lord's water could clean the blood off it.
The family seems to be cursed. So far, no one's ever lived past the age of 40. In fact, the girl had a sister who died very young, and now her brother. I read in the papers that he killed himself, right? Well, the artist did what an artist would do. He wrote a sad poem and then set fire to his paintings, together with himself.
You know what? My uncle works for the police. He showed me the autopsy report. The truth is, Theophil shot himself. He was killed by a bullet.
37 times in the back of the head, right?
Gosh, good thing he didn't have to suffer all that pain before he died. Poor boy, he was so talented and handsome. But the girl, oh, she's less fortunate. Fainted at her only brother's funeral, didn't even get to see him one last time. I hope the latest treatment will alleviate her suffering.
It must have been rough.
Lunatics. The whole family is a bunch of lunatics.
You guys are lunatics.
Manners, sir. This is Vienna where we call these poor people arcanists.
I sincerely hope that Isolde can put an end to her miserable nightmare. After all, she is one of the most talented opera singers in Vienna. Just like her mother.
What is Schneider when you need her to
You know what they say?
do some cleaning?
Talent and hysteria go hand in hand. Think about it. They both come from the mind.
Difficult notes, those untimely whispers.
Quiet, please. The treatment will now begin. Are you ready, Miss Dietersdorf?
Yes. I'm ready. Please.
Bro, that's not Kaya. What are they doing to her?
3, 2, 1. Okay. Calm down, my lady. Just hang in there, okay? The treatment will work. Perseverance is a virtue. I don't think the electroshock is causing the pain you seem to be experiencing. Don't let the imaginary fear get the better of you.
Yes, sir.
Here, a better view for the kinky guy in chat that said that he likes that.
Good. Now we'll begin stage 2.
You outed yourself as a freak and as a goon. You can never wash away the stain on your reputation now, Neubrim.
Please get ready, Miss Dietersdorf.
No.
Stage 3, on even higher voltage.
I cannot imagine this is technically the chair. Like the chair execution, there's nothing besides that. All sounds has faded away.
Enough! Forgive the interruption, Dr. Schwartz, but I need you to stop the treatment immediately.
Cluttering hash question replace the hum of electricity. The audience turns towards the PT2 one standing in the back row. Yeah, when you kind of can hear electricity, it might have been slightly too much voltage going through that.
I can't help but to question your methods, as well as the methods of the General Medical Association.
Quit moaning in my ear.
Your electroshock therapy is a gross violation of humanitarian principles. Judging from what I just saw, it only brought the patient meaningless pain and didn't help her condition one bit.
Ooh, that's an interesting fact. Yeah, I do know kind of more names that are kind of structured like that. The person owning the thing, and then that becomes the name of the thing that the person is owning. And yeah, possibly all nerds are kings. Or at least you have a more probability to be king if you are a nerd. Maybe.
Unless, of course, you intend to use physical pain to distract the patient from her mental pain.
Her green thread, delicate and sharp like a razor slicing through chaos.
Even though this is a conference meant for conversation, you're being a little rude. The new electroshock therapy is not what you know from the last century. Now that man has tamed electricity, there's no doubt that the EST is the best choice for treatment. You shouldn't take it at face value, because it's not like the underlying principles are the same as that frog experiment, huh? My treatment is supported by systemic theories and reliable references, and it is approved and sponsored by the General Medical Association, which means it's reasonable and legitimate. Well, you are, correct me if I'm wrong, a social activist known for her little arcane tricks, Miss Kakanya. Or should I say, Miss Clara?
Yeah, there are not that many famous frog experiments. It's either going to be the one that how you boil a frog. If you drop a frog in boiling water, it's gonna jump away. But if you boil it slowly, it's gonna be like boiled to death. Or yeah, there. I don't think there are that many famous, sayings with frog experiments. Or maybe just an in-lore thing that you'll never know.
As far as I know, you don't even have a medical degree. Besides your so-called art movement, this secession, is it? It confuses me, really. Anyway, in order to have a more professional conversation, I suggest we talk later. You know, after you get a medical license.
What was an ass? Martin, trying to laugh and swirl among the crowd.
No, Dr. Schwartz. This conversation has nothing to do with my personal identity or experience. I'm only asking you as a citizen of Vienna and as a human being with empathy. How can you not see that she's suffering? Have you been thoroughly brainwashed by the supposed authority of medical science? Or have you two been blinded and deafened by hysteria?
Oh, do not accuse me of such vile descriptions.
Please allow me to reiterate, the EST is an advanced and reliable treatment. Besides, Miss Dietersdorf has signed an agreement before we started. The experiment is conducted under mutual consent. Your objection is of no use, and it is even harmful to the patient's interests. But we always welcome debate. Since you question my methods, please be my guest and indulge us with your thoughts on her condition.
As I understand it, Mr. Sigmund Freud published his studies on hysteria in 1895.
He does have pretty eyes, though.
He believes that hysteria was a psychological disorder caused by problems in the nervous system. It was not a simple organ disease. His trauma theory explains that the patient's personal life experiences were the real cause of the disorder, affecting the patient in subtle ways. It makes much more sense to analyze the patient's traumas than to harm their body.
Yeah, they probably couldn't. And this is not even, first of all, to be a doctor, it's a communal job, I would say, meaning you need a community of doctors to. If you're going in the middle of nowhere, for sure you could be a doctor, but to actually be legally binding as a doctor, you probably have to go to school. Yeah, it's not gonna magically create a easier school for you just because you can treat patients. First of all, they need to study how you heal people. It's either magic mambo jumbo, or you actually have some things in your magic that rewinds cells, mends cells, maybe clone cells, maybe just try to make them to the perfect state. Is the perfect healing a partial healing? Do you actually heal stuff, or do you actually only rewrite stuff? Are you actually healing? Do you move stuff around? Are you creating new parts of the body? Let's say a person has very little blood in their body after bleeding a lot. You're healing, does it create more blood out of nowhere? Does it take their body fluids and creates more blood through that? Don't ever believe there is, especially in magic scenarios, there is a single red potion that can drink and suddenly magically cured from maybe a disease, or maybe blood loss, or maybe a broken bone. Especially healing with magic, it should be so fucking complicated. The same, maybe even more complicated than normal healing and doctor stuff. Yeah, again, magic is kind of very objective to the purpose you use it. So, in a case with something that could be transmittable, the magic would simply rewrite that you did not have that, or maybe it's gonna block it in some way. Like I said, it wouldn't be easy, but it would be kind of possibly kind of opening up another half, like the other half of medicine or on things that you can like heal with magic. But again, to be very much ostracized because of, well, magic. I don't know how to say this. We do have history with people that did possess magical rumors, and you know how they did deal with them, right? People that were, let's say, we do not know if they were magicians, probably they are not, but they were kind of burned the stake. So I'd imagine in today's day it'll be slightly better. We're not like going to burn them at the stake, but scrutiny or ostracizing them, and probably, like, let's just say, working very closely and keeping a very close eye on them is gonna be the best treatment that there is. If not, obviously, burning at the stake, which is barbaric. Very barbaric.
As to whether his theory is advanced enough, you can read the Totem and Taboo, which he published last year.
What?
The gentleman's face cracked with expression.
Freud. Freud! The man who told people to marry their mothers and kill their fathers. The one who couldn't get a word in when his patients spewed insanity.
The man who told people to marry their mothers and kill their fathers. That's strong, what can I say?
It took him 17 years to become a professor, for God's sake.
Yeah, and?
Miss Clara, I've tolerated your immature antics, and I always welcome advice and opinion, as long as they're rational and reasonable. It's just, how could you challenge me with such an amateur theory?
Nice, 17 years amateur theory.
You insult me as a gentleman, and you insult my reputation.
Well, I don't think it was that mentality, but I do think that, how do I say this? You need to understand something. In when the witch trials were conducted, there was no entertainment. I don't know how dark that sounds, but there was no entertainment. Probably gossip is the oldest form of entertainment on the whole the planet, meaning going like 3,000 years ago, however long. So, yeah. And imagine there were no carnivals like later. There were no nothing to entertain. Only gossip. Then only gossip. And whatever happened in town, like, I don't know, John's cow, like, birthed 3 calves and was supposed to birth 2, and now he has an extra 1 or something like that. I don't know what. So can you imagine when suddenly you heard whispers in the town that there are mages, witches, devil worshippers? Can you imagine how tweaking the townspeople were, like actually tweaking the fuck out? Can you imagine how after 40 years of boring life, you suddenly realize that there are devils, gods, and other things in your town, in your area? It's way worse than there's a MILF in 30 kilometers of you. There's a MILF right next to you. Yeah, but you don't understand, it's not actually, how would I explain this? You're not actually only burning a person, it's the investigation. It's you hearing a rumor that there's a witch in town, waiting weeks for the result. Actually hearing that she escaped once, or maybe she has seen like weird things at night, like bats or maybe dark things floating above the village, and then hearing screams in the middle of the night, and then after a long treacherous like build up, you suddenly they cut the witch. What are they going to do the witch? Are they going to bury her, questioning her? And then after a long, I imagine, very gruesome interrogation, I don't imagine they throw her the burning stake immediately. I don't know, calling the Pope, making a big ass Pope, priest, making a big ass scene that everyone learns that. Exactly, it's getting the priest out, him questioning, like, I don't know, her fate, whatever, she's a witch, obviously. The person saying, no, I'm not a fucking witch. If they could speak and not like, they did even a chance, and then the gruesome part of, you know. Yeah, and there was probably also a very aspect of religion in that time that they kind of need for some form of control, and let's just say that having the sort of Damocles above your head, that if anyone said that your wife was witch, your daughter was witch, let's say I do have the church did have say, slightly more sway in the well, not really. I don't mind progressing slow. Like I said, I kind of need to drag that out. So obviously, how this is, if I was like playing, I could finish all the chapters in 3 days if I was playing like every day, 10 hours, 12 hours, or something like that. And actually, not reading anything out loud or something like that.
What? Dr. Schwartz, I did not mean to insult you.
What happened? Who spilled the tea? Say now or stay forever silent. What's stopping you?
Miss Dittersdorf, she's unconscious.
How?
Don't hit me with the how.
Get her off the chair now.
The drums of March. Unfortunately, dear chat, dear little chatters, we must part ways. Because I've got a secret to tell you. It's time. It's time to end it all. Yeah, I must go watch my show. So, and go eat, and then go run after later, in the middle of the night. So, I know. Well, you guys, hopefully you did have a good day. Hopefully you did what you made. Neubrim, the food was good, and the other chatter, the lurker. Also, thank you for being here. I'm gonna throw you to my Oshi. Probably not much viewers, but it's still appreciated. Appreciate you guys being here. And see you the next day, or that sounded top. I know. Maybe the next day. I don't know. I don't know how.
Nobody noticed me.